Good morning, folks. Another brilliant day. Today is Tuesday. I think it is 24th May 2022. And as always, I tend to serve knowledge with food because I've seen it bonds better. You don't give knowledge to a hungry person. You first show them, don't give them the food because then they will feel sleepy because food diverts blood to intestine and away from brain. That's why lions, animals, everybody takes a siesta, a nap after eating. So not too much eating, but the problem is snacking. Now, yesterday I finished my 178th book since January, and everybody is asking me, one, how am I doing it? Where is the time? Two, am I actually remembering anything of value? What do you think? Like, this was my last book yesterday, Surrounded by Idiots. Now, see, I'm not Vivekananda. I cannot just hold a book like this and do this. We done it, gone. So you can't do that, right? So there is a way of reading books, and if you want to know how to read a book, then read this book, How to Read a Book, okay, by Mortimer Adler. Now, there are suggestions. All the great people have told you. One second, let me just take a quick sip of coffee. Yes. There is a long list of Bill Gates' favorite books, or Warren Buffett's favorite books, or Steve Jobs' favorite books, or Mahatma Gandhi's favorite books. So go and read those books. Life is long, and art, no, other way around. Art is long and life is short. So you cannot read everything or do everything, and don't read trash. So don't watch trash because if you go onto Netflix, if you go onto newspaper, if you just randomly pick up a magazine, weekend magazine, gossip magazine, those are trash. That is not going to add value. In fact, that will add anxiety to your life because the captions of those magazines are "My father raped my son" or my girlfriend eloped with my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, it's all crazy kind of relationship problem, and picture of blood, picture of really obese people, and it's not encouraging, it's not inspiring. It's more kind of showing all the doom and gloom. The reason being, we are attracted to negativity because the survival, we want to stay alive, so we need to know what are the bad stuff I need to be worrying about. The newspaper knows this, news agencies knows this, magazine companies knows this. So if I put a very attractive, when I say attractive, means scary picture on the top of a magazine, and I've seen them in a hospital, patients are sitting recovering from illness, and they're reading magazines with picture of, just do us your own survey. Go to a random hospital. I'm a doctor, I'm a consultant in an NHS hospital, gastroenterologist. Go to a random ward. Obviously some patients are really unwell and they're not in a mood or in a position to read books, or reading material, because engaging patients heart and brain while they are undergoing treatment is so crucial. And I'm working on a project about how to stimulate patients, because there's something called placebo, that I please you, and nocebo, I hurt you. So the thoughts going through a patient's brain as they are inside the hospital trying to recover or get better, sometime in a moribund situation, really unwell, is so much to account for the recovery. And immune system has come to a lot of attention after COVID, because we know that metabolic health, if your metabolic health is bad, your immune health will be bad. So there's a four kind of main health that I'm focusing on, because there are actually nine. But immune health, metabolic health, your cardiovascular health, and your cognitive or brain health. So unless you regularly do stuff to stimulate all these four and prevent the damage, age and life will take over. Okay, so how do you increase your immune system? How do you improve your metabolic health? Okay, How do you improve your cardiovascular health? Interestingly, the cardiovascular health is nothing but a combination of your metabolic health, metabolic health, metabolic health, metabolic health, metabolic health, and exercise physiology, how you move. No need to do this, what the man is doing, but just to show how the body should move. You need to know that. And also, you need to know the basic science, how food is metabolized in the body, because otherwise, some stupid people will come and tell you, don't eat fat if you are fat, and you believe that person, which we believe, which we doctors have told over the last 50 years that don't eat fat, don't eat fat, because fat is what is making you fat. Stupid, utter nonsense. If you know even basic of biochemistry, you will say that cannot be true, because it is not fat what makes you fat. What is it then? Anyway, I'm not giving you answers to everything, but if you want to watch the space, just follow me, and one day in the morning when I'm cooking, maybe not salmon, something else, I will tell you what is the problem. And suppose you got the information how to make a six packs, you will not do it, will you? First of all, you will not have time to go through all this. So I'm making a digested version of this. And I was starting this talk as how I read all these books. See, this is ADHD, which I think I have got. Not on medicine, not diagnosed, not seen anybody, because I don't think it is causing me any problem. But I started off with how I read all these books. I went to metabolic health and this health and Salmon, and God knows what is coming your way next. I cannot read book. If I read book, I'm very impatient. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to speed read. Okay? And what I have seen, if I speed read, I understand much faster, much better, I retain more. Whereas if I just do slowly reading, I get bored. I will not go beyond one chapter, maybe even 3 pages, unless the book is captivating. But what I do, there is a tool for dyslexic reading averse people called Speechify. There are many other things. You basically scan the page, it reads aloud for you, and then you speed it up to 3 times the speed, because my brain can absorb tremendous amount of information if I hear something. Obviously, I have to be focused. So this book got me interested into this, because this is a very if you want to know how cruel humans can be, read this book, and how you can come out victorious out of a situation life has thrown you into at an age when you are little, you are growing, you don't have any control over your surrounding. So how you can twist the suffering into your advantage, because everybody who has become real great, not that my father or mother was born rich, I'm born into a Bill Gates family or Michael Jackson's family. Anybody who has made it from scratch, like what is the name of the lady who does the show? I think her name is Oprah Winfrey. I can't say it properly the way I should say her name. So she was really in an abusive relationship, really poor. She used to wear potato sacks as her pajamas and stuff. And she's one of the most influential, I think probably the most influential woman and the richest woman, probably, I don't know, on the world. So you need to take your suffering and change your suffering into your superpower. So that's it. And remember, this is not a cooking channel, but cooking is my flow. So in the morning when nobody's around, almost now they're trying to wake up, I'm going to cook and I'm going to reflect on what I'm going to did yesterday and what is my plan for today. And I'm planning to do, the problem is only 24 hours, a book review on this book, which I think all of you should read, not to judge people or categorize people into boxes, but to understand the strengths and weaknesses of all the personalities. And normally we are a mixture of probably two. See, I am kind of like, I don't know, I'm probably 50%, 60% of this, and maybe a little bit of this, little bit of that. I'm definitely not this. This is very analytical, very project oriented, task oriented. They live in the past, in a sense. They always see what happened in the past, how I can benefit from that, and all that. So read, and and whenever you see a bit of evidence, you need to know whether the evidence is false or true, how much you can rely, because we have misled you in the past as a medical community about fat. And there are many studies which was interpreted wrong in the past, thinking that, oh, the study result is showing that fat is not the culprit, we should eat more fat. But because it goes so against my dogma, that I suppress that finding, not intentionally, like, it's a bias, it's a kind of bias, and we have seen this kind of bias in many famous studies in the past. Now that is coming to full round, we know that those are wrong studies and wrong like our final decision. I remember five maybe 6 years ago, I was giving a talk in a grand round in the hospital, because I look after patient with fatty liver, and I was telling fatty liver is very intimately linked to insulin resistance and obesity and type 2 diabetes, which I'm right. And the endocrine team consultants registrar sitting in front of me was moving their head side to side, saying, no, we need insulin, we need metformin to treat diabetes. And I said, no, you don't. The main reason for type 2 diabetes, for majority, I'm not talking about like a blanket statement, for majority, because I look after these patients, because they have got a visceral fat, and that's the start. Long before type 2 diabetes comes and patients comes to see endocrinologists, they come to see me if they are aware of the situation, because fatty liver, fat in the liver, visceral fat is the start of your type 2 diabetes. Okay. There are other variations as well. I'm not going into the exceptions and outliers and stuff. Anyway, so I'm trying to start an obesity clinic in the hospital, level 3, level 4, with the new endocrine consultant, who is she's very interested in this. She has got necessary training. This book is written by Saira Hami. She's one of the UK's leading weight loss doctors, consultant endocrinologist at Imperial. So this book, Jason Fong, another very famous YouTuber slash nephrologist slash doctor, who has done a lot of great work about raising awareness about how you can slim down. And it is not about calorie in, calorie out, and it is not about fat. Now, my plan is to cook this for my family, because today is Tuesday. So I'm going to mix gram flour and mango powder, amchur and turmeric and tandoori powder. Mix it like this. Okay. And remember, when you take the scales out, so these are many different ways I'm showing. This is okay, but the best is this. It's very fine bread knife. Yeah, you can just go like this, and all the skin, sorry, not skin, we love the skin, because the skin is the most beneficial part, because most of the fat will be under the skin. What I don't like, the scales flicking off, and then once the scale flicks off, it is very difficult. So don't flick off, just do this gently. And sometimes I also use this dedicated stuff, but it also flicks off, so I don't like it. I like it only to push it to one side. Okay, so once you have done that, once you have this skin, you wash it and you chop it off like this. And when you fry, use a wide and small spray, like a little bit of oil, not a deep fry, very shallow fry, because oil will come out of this fish, omega-3. And always put the belly first, never put the skin first down, belly down, because otherwise it'll break. Anyway, so before I put it in, I'm just going to just dip it, and then it will be crispy, it will be colorful, it will be fragrant, it will be spicy, it will be everything. Oh, I forgot to add salt in this. And that's it. Have a great Tuesday, and 14 minutes 24 seconds of blah blah blah.